If you're watching this video, you might have heard there's new rules for applying to a visa to Vietnam. Welcome to the world of unpredictable Vietnam visas. It seems as of early January 2024, you can no longer apply for a visa while inside of the country of Vietnam. So this new rule will only apply to tourists who are already in Vietnam who want to apply for a new visa to be able to stay in the country longer than 90 days. So if you're applying for a visa for the first time to come into Vietnam, you don't have to worry about this. You can watch another video that I have about visas here. I'll link it in the description. If you're a foreigner living in Vietnam or a tourist coming to Vietnam to travel, subscribe to the channel. I'll always make new updates whenever the government decides to make a brand new rule without telling anybody. So it's mostly bad news, but I have some good news for anybody that's trying to apply for a new visa while you're inside of the country. Previously, you could apply for a visa ahead of time while you're in the country. Once you got the new visa approved, you could either drive to a land border or take a round-trip flight to Thailand, for example. You could come back into the country the same day. But I'm afraid same-day visa runs are a thing of the past, at least for now. According to the new rule, you cannot apply for the new visa if you're currently in the country. So people have asked, what about using a VPN? Well, I'm afraid the government is not fooled by your cyber ninja skills. I like the thought, but when you come to the country, they scan your passport, you go into a computer database. When you leave the country, they'll scan you out. So the government knows if you're in the country or not. But good try though. So now, if you leave the country, you immediately apply for a new visa. Now you're looking at 3 more full days to process the visa, 3 working days. So if you leave on a Monday morning, you're not gonna get your new visa until Thursday, 5 p.m., assuming that everything goes right. So now we're looking at 3 nights in a hotel room, 4 full days of eating out. It's obviously not ideal for most of us who are just trying to get back to Vietnam as quickly as possible and save money. So the good news is that visa agents are still able to do a somewhat urgent process to get your visa quicker, but it's looking like it's still gonna require 1 night outside of the country. So if you leave the country, you immediately apply for the new visa and use a visa agent. They can get it usually that day or guaranteed by the following morning, so you can come back the next afternoon. So I've confirmed this with a bunch of visa agents that I've talked to and other people's experience so far. So technically it's still able to get a visa in maybe about 4 hours, but there's a reason why you're almost guaranteed gonna have to stay overnight. If you go to a land border, for example, the system itself updates a lot slower. It won't update until the end of the working day that you've left the country, so you won't be able to apply for the new visa until then, and it's still might register super quick. With flights, on the other hand, as far as the timing of flights, as far as what I've looked at from various cities to places in Thailand, if you leave in a morning flight, by the time you're able to apply, even if you waited 4 hours, it's still cutting it real close to get the visa in time before you start to check in for the flight to be able to make that flight coming back. So I think for me at least, I'm probably gonna bite the bullet, stay overnight, and feel safe that I'm good to come back the next morning. So I've compared with a few different agents. I was able to arrange the best price for the express service if I refer you to the agent. So if it sounds like an option that might work for you, get a hold of me, send me a message on Facebook, or send me an email and I can connect you with the agent. So I trust this agent. I've already used him a couple times and I'll be using him again when I do my own visa run in a few weeks. It's the cheapest price that I was able to find. This is a decent option because it at least means you can book your flights ahead of time. So you can book a flight and book another flight the next afternoon and feel pretty comfortable that you'll be able to come back. You don't want to have to wait until the day before to buy your return flight back to the country. So in my opinion, probably the best option for most people is to book a round-trip flight to either Chiang Mai or Bangkok, stay overnight 1 night, use the agent to make sure that you have it by the next morning, and you can come back after 1 day. Of course, if I've missed something or if I'm wrong about something, please comment on the video so we can all stay up to date. For now, that's it for me. I'll update again when there's inevitably going to be new changes. So subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Catch you next one. Peace.